I told you what you wanted to know. What else could you want?
Hello and welcome to Sister Starr. We've started the quest, which will eventually lead us to obtain our name, Azor's Star, a mystery. We will finish the journey began by Nelikar and his associates long ago. We'll level up eventually. Don't need any skills right now. So, where do we go from here? We do have some side quests to do. Kill a bandit leader nearby. Whereas, well, not that close. And what is the sightless pit? Well, we passed by it on our way to the shrine. Okay, so out that way. Yeah, we have to go far to continue the Azor's Star quest, so we will take care of the bandits before we leave.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll.
Well, actually, I was just passing by you. Okay, so we need to turn off. These mountains always confuse me. I always get lost. Well, we can't go that way, so we go ahead. Alright. I like the over-the-shoulder shot indoors sometimes. You feel a little more presence of the character, but for the road we will switch and we will move forward a bit in our journey. Oh, it is brutally cold. Having just come from Windhelm, we're used to the cold. It was raining there though, snowing here. We passed by some wolves we have already killed and skinned, even though it doesn't look that way. We don't have the Hunterborn mod, unfortunately. I don't think that's available on Xbox. I am playing this on the Xbox One with mods. A good portion of the core mods I enjoy are on here. One of which is not on here is Footprints. This reminds me a really amazing mod, but you see your footprints and other NPCs' footprints in the snow, but what's seemingly a simple mod, if you think about it, that is an awful lot of footprints to keep track of throughout your game. So it's very intensive, actually. So I guess it didn't make the cut for the Xbox. Probably needed a script extender or other complicated. Look at this spell. I love it. Poison. And killed with an arrow from our new friend Anike, who we helped by clearing out Bandit Den. She thirsted for the adventure of her youth, being stuck in a mining town with her maybe slightly cantankerous husband. He calls her a bounder, and we are bounding. And finally, a good location to use our bow. I designed this character to be an archer, enchanter, and haven't used it too much because I've been into the spells more recently, having bought like a bunch of interesting spells. I don't even think I've tried them all yet, but we will have time. Plenty of time. What is up ahead? Is this the bandit's den? This is a Dwemer structure. We're not familiar with these. at all, being an outsider to Skyrim. The only location we knew was a bizarre prison run by ghosts. Having somehow come from Hammerfell or regions thereof, this is very interesting, but not something we should be exploring at this juncture. So we move on. Very interesting mood here. Howling wind. Very blue sky, but not the type of blue sky you would expect when you hear that phrase. The snow reflecting the blue. We draw our bow and think better of harming an innocent creature. Other hunters are not following our...
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years. All right, then.
All right, back to chasing the deer. That was a nice little moment, actually. Or we chose not to shoot it and then saw a bunch of hunters that had been hunting it, perhaps stalking it for a while now. So it's appropriate we didn't, steal their kill like people say in the multiplayer games. When you do a lot of damage to someone and then your teammate finishes them off and gets the number on the screen, we would have done that to them. So I'm glad we decided not to kill that. It's so ominous here. I can barely see. I see things moving. I don't know what it is. A flag. Are there people? No one is sensing us. We're not even going the right way. So it looks very dangerous up this way. Something's up there. We should back up and go where we're trying to go. This is not a side track that we want to go down right now. And the elk is back. Perhaps a different one. Nope. And they get the kill count. And we get the spoils. Wow, that was great. I like that. Just a random occurrence, but the sequence came out pretty well. I like that. It's like we see an innocent animal. We want to let it by. Then we realize someone else is hunting it anyway. It's not going to survive, so we might as well help. Okay, we're not lost, but we are struggling, and it is getting dark. We've been traveling the whole day. We woke up at the inn in the morning, headed out. And we are growing weary. Seemingly endless and freezing mountain paths. Something in the distance, perhaps? Or just a ruin? Okay. So, it's time to camp for the night. Harvest some wood before it gets dark. Build a fire. Build a campsite with our hides that we have collected. This is the campfire mod. I love doing this. It's actually been a while since I did this, I think. Well, Wolf the Worm did it fairly early, right outside of Whiterun. but never in this situation where we just want to camp for the night because we're too tired. So we do not have frostfall on. That would add a very dangerous element to be doing this quest. We would be required to do this, or we would possibly freeze to death, or freeze to limited health and wake up in a tavern, depending on what option you choose. And might not have even made it this far if we had that on. That provides a realistic, freezing, wet, sort of makes them more troublesome, let's say. So I love the campfire mod for the atmosphere. I am not a survival type of player. I love to eat when it suits me. I do not want to eat while I'm in the middle of a dungeon because some gameplay mechanic tells me to. Not my style of game. I like to go to the tavern, maybe have a meal. Maybe you don't have 3 meals a day, maybe you have 3 meals a week. But I like it when it adds some type of drama, atmosphere. Like we're having right now. So we're seemingly lost. We know the direction we're headed. We don't know how much further we have to go. And so we must camp for the night. Make a bigger fire. And, this is just one of the things I love. One of the mods I love. So I feel like everyone that plays this game that, there's a lot of fans of this. And it's camping, it's fun scrounging for the resources. It's pretty basic, but it's well done. There's a lot of extra options and stuff. So we put down the tanning rack, useful for crafting, and also makes a little bit of a wall here or there. Takes a minute to register. So we need to make some. Well, let's see. We don't know what we need. Well, I want to make a tent, but I don't know what it requires or even which section those are in. Yeah, she's tired. The yawn. Contagious. Nice. Well, it is late at night, and this is the 3rd episode I've recorded in a row right now, so I usually maybe just do one, take a break, do another. I wanted to get them all done for the week. I decided this week to go just for Sister Starr. I do have some Fallout 3 episodes recorded that I have to voice over. I would probably put those up this weekend. The series I had been running on weekends, Aura the Ancient Horde, is not done, but I had edited these years ago, actually, when I didn't finish the series. So I caught up to the ones I had previously edited. So I do have a lot more footage, I think at least 10, 20 more. I don't even know, maybe not 20, but 10 more episodes of that coming. But I do have to edit all of that, and since it's not something I played recently, it's just kind of easier to work on this series right now. But hopefully not this weekend, but maybe the next weekend I will continue that series as well, because I'm really enjoying that, and I actually want to pick that up again and start playing it once I reach the conclusion of my footage. So the way I usually play games is, or make videos, is I'll play the game, then I'll later on edit a bunch of videos out of the footage. I'll play for like 4 or 5, 10 hours, whatever. Then I'll edit it all. Then I'll do the voiceovers after that. So it works out for me. I know most people will play and record and talk all at the same time. First of all, that's distracting to me. Second of all, well, this series is a little more basic, but some of my earlier series, I like the heavy editing and stuff like that. So I wanted it to look more like a movie, and it's a great workflow for me. It actually, even though it sounds like it's taking more time because I have to go over the footage 3 different times, somehow it's just easier to me than doing it all at once. I don't know. Playing, talking, I don't know. Anyway, we made a great looking tent, 2-person tent, and let's see what else we can do here. I feel like we've killed a lot of things, but don't have a lot of leather or anything. I think we might have sold some of it. So yeah, this is a nice peaceful change of pace. We have just, we're on our way to fulfill our destiny, the Shrine of Azora in the last episode, a very momentous occasion. Basically the story of her name has begun, but the next step on that is kind of far away, so we're doing some local quests first. And the local quest is apparently taking longer than we thought, so instead of an episode filled with killing bandits as expected, we have an episode of being stuck in the frozen wasteland, forced to hunt, to use the land, chop wood, gather branches, build a fire, build a tent, get to know our companion perhaps, share stories. We have no stories. Our memory is cloudy, having been imprisoned by some mystical force. Might be messing with our know-how, our mind. Perhaps Azora herself is behind it, as she seems to be influencing our destiny here. So, but Anike here, veteran of the road, settled down in a mining town, I'm sure has many tales to tell. So we sit, we warm our bones by the fire, and we cherish our newly formed friendship with our companion. Very odd angle, but I kind of like it. We're on the slope. Tent is very uneven. I wish Anike would come in, but she's warming herself by the fire. So we sit and we talk, and eventually we rise, stretch our bones, and head to bed. Adventure awaits in the morning. There are bandits to be killed. There is treasure to be found. Perhaps some beasts to be slain along the way. We are rested. It's still cold, but the sun is shining. And we pack up our supplies. Adventure awaits next time. Thank you for joining us. The adventures of Anike Cragjumper and her companion, Sister Starr.